Ever wondered how to find the most common sum of all subtrees in a binary tree? In today's video, we are diving into LeetCode problem 508 most frequent subtree sum. We will break down in the problem, visualize how subtree sums are calculated and implemented an efficient solution using recursion and a hash map. Whether you are preparing for coding interviews or just love solving tree problems, this one's packed with insights. So grab your keyboard and let's solve this step by step in the smart way. So guys, let's start our 508 question by the name of most frequent subtree. So now let's start without wasting any time and let's talk about most frequent subtree sum. So it is first of all we understand the question carefully as then we will be start to solving it in the LeetCode. So let's understand the question. Now it is giving me the root of a binary tree in which we want to return the most frequent subtree sum of subtree sum. Okay, highlighted this thing, subtree sum. If there is a tie, if there is a tie, so we return our all the values with the highest frequency in any order. Now the subtree sum of a node is defined as the sum of all the node values formed by the subtree rooted at the node including the node itself. So please highlight the subtree sum. There is also be a subtree sum. Now here it give me the one diagram in which here he create a one 5 tree in which there is 2 and minus 3, and then here he create a one integer array by the name of root in which he wrote down 5 2 minus 3, and the output I am becoming 2 minus 3 and 4. Here you can see it. And if you come down here, here it give me the one more diagram in which he wrote down 5 and then 2 and then minus 5, and then here you get one integer array by the name of root in which he wrote down 5 2 minus 5 and the output is incoming 2. Here you can see it. So in our case 1 our output will become 2 minus 3 and 4, and in our case 2 our output will become 2. Okay, and why our in the case 2 our output I mean coming 2, my output I mean coming 2? Why? Because there are the in the input there is a two same numbers. If you see here 5 and 5, and 2 is a different number, so that's why the 2 has been come here. And if you come here in the upper section, so here you can see it, there is we wrote it down 5 2 and minus 3, and the output has been coming here 2 minus 3 and 4. Why? Because like I have told you in the the subtree of a node is defined as the sum of all the node values which is formed by the subtree rooted at a node, and we want to including the node itself. Okay, so that's why there is output like this. And now let's try to solve this question, but first of all you will be read the question one more time because it will be the medium question. It has been the harder question. It is a medium one question, but it should be a little bit harder, it means. Okay, so first of all read a question one more time. It is giving me the root of a binary tree and we want to return the most frequent subtree sum. If there is a tie, we want to return all values with the highest frequency in any order. The subtree of a node is defined as the sum of all node values formed by the subtree rooted at a node including the node self. Highest frequency in any order. Highest frequency not either. Okay, there is a tie. If you see here, there is a tie minus 3. If you see here, there is a one tie. So that's why here the output is becoming the lowest to highest frequency. If you see here, lowest to highest frequency, the output is coming because there is a one tie. Okay, here it show me if there is a tie, return all the value with the highest frequency in any order, and here we print the output in any highest frequency order. You can see it in there. So now let's try to solve this question and let's see the topic question about hash table, tree, depth first search means DFS, and binary tree. And let's see the submission means 2 lakh people have submitted. There's only 1 lakh people has been accepted, and acceptance rate is 67.6%. So that means there's a little bit easier. Okay, so now let's try to solve this question. We solving this question in the Python 3. Like all the people know, any question we solve in the Python 3. Okay, and from the starting we are solving all the question in the Python 3. Now first of all I define a class of a solution. You are thinking why I'm defining a class of a solution? Because this is a rule of a LeetCode camp. Whenever we start solving any question, so we define a class of a solution. So here I define a def keyword. Here I am writing my topic of this video, means of this question, self comma root, semicolon define here define optional, and then tree node, and tree node shall be T has been also be capital and N shall be also be capital, less than greater than list, and then int, then semicolon, then enter. Now when I define it, so here I define a one comment, okay, like this, define a dictionary. Now here I define a one dictionary to store the frequency of each subtree sum. Means that in the next line here we define a one dictionary to store the frequency of each subtree sum. Okay, here I define a one dictionary in which I store the frequency of each subtree sum. Okay, now when I do this, so here I define a one more comment in which I define a helper function to calculate the subtree sum of a node. Means that now in the next line here I define a one helper function to calculate the subtree sum of a node. Def subtree sum node semicolon enter. Now here I define a if statement in which I define not node semicolon enter return 0 enter. Now when I do this, backspace s equals to node.val plus subtree sum, and then node.left plus subtree sum, then node.right. Perfect. Now here I am defining a one helper function to calculate the subtree sum of a node. So frac in the square bracket define here s plus equals to 1. These are the arithmetic operator which we are applying here. Okay, and then we return s, means here I am returning my output. So our this comment has been ended. So now from the next line here I calculate the subtree sum of each node in the tree. I am explaining you each line of code. Okay, now here I calculate the, now in this line I am calculating the subtree sum of each node in a tree. Okay, now when I do this all the things, so I only want to do it. Now here there is a last code in which I find the most frequent subtree sum. Okay, in the next line max frac dot values, and then here I return s for s in frac if statement frac s equals to max frac. Perfect. Now here I also explain you the each line of code, what I am doing in the each line of code. So I will be also paste the solution in the solution section, so we'll be also go and view this. Okay, let's see the running code. So when I run this code, so the running code is, let's see it has been accepted or not. So the running code has been accepted. Our case when our expected output is 2 minus 3 4, and my also output incoming same, and the case to the expected output is this, and my also output incoming this. So let's see the submission code, because the submission code is very common thing in the LeetCode camp. So when I submit this, the submission code is also be perfect. Okay, we solve in that 6 milliseconds, and I beat 29.61% people very easily. Yes, so I hope you enjoy this video. If you enjoy, so like, share, subscribe, and don't forget to all the notification bell also, so you never miss our these type of videos on the channel. So I'm also pasting this solution here, easy solution in Python 300%. So I will be post the solution here. Here I click on the post. So now question has been posted. So now you can also be view my profile from here. Okay, but anyways, in today's video we solved this question by the name of 508 question. So now anyways, let's meet you in the next class, and next very amazing class like that about videos on the LeetCode camp channel. So now for today, goodbye.